Hey guys, this is the continuing saga of how we can fix Master Lock's screw-up of the American lock. I think a lot of you have probably seen my earlier video where I pointed out how this new US government issue Model 5200 has this sealed core, and I think Locksmith Army was the first one to point out that it's a sealed core, and he showed us how to remove the core by simply grinding off a little lip, and then the core, of course, would come out. Well, my first instinct was to take these cheap sealed cores, which by the way have no security pins, and they have the bump stop pin, which is often defective. So in effect it reduces what used to be a very secure lock into basically a 4-pin piece of crap lock, or at least a core. My first instinct was to take this the sealed core out, throw it away, and replace it with a 6-pin core, but unfortunately at a quick look during the first video I couldn't get it in there, and I figured it was because the actuator was too long, because I had nothing to compare it with. But now that I've had a little time to look into this problem, you'll notice when I hold them side by side that the core on the left, which is a Model 5200 made in June of 2007, and of course Master Lock bought American in 2003. But in 2007 they still had they were still making bodies to accommodate 6-pin cores, and so it's 1/8 of an inch longer. Well, the new one, unfortunately 1/8 of an inch shorter. The actuator is really the same actuator as what they've used before. It's a key retaining, and there you go, it's half a moon. That tells us it's key retaining. But because it's 1/8 of an inch shorter, it won't fit a 6-pin core, so we're kind of screwed there. We're stuck with this 5-pin. So how do we make the best of a bad situation? How do we dispose of these garbage cores, or at least repair them so it's at least a minimally acceptable level of security for whatever we want, whatever security we need? Well, there is a way. Again, when we compare, this is the 5-pin core that came in this new style sealed unit, and this is the old style 6-pinner. And when we look closely at the base of both of these, you can see that they both have a small groove. Now, the one on the 5-pin wasn't intended to hold a circlip, but it's machined in exactly the right place. So when it's inside of there, if I can get this inserted quickly, there we go. I think you can see that where Locksmith Army showed us how to take that lip off where it was crimped so we can remove this core, if we continue and take the rest of that lip off where it has that little step there, just file it off, we'll expose that groove, and then we can use a circlip and we can repin it. So I'm not sure it'll work. Let's give it a try. I'm going to go file this off and I will be right back. Okay, that took about 2 minutes. That's it. Very easy to do. We just file it off flush. This is what it looked like originally with that. Let me get you to focus. Had a little lip on it, as you see. You just file off the lip flush with the back of the body. And I even hit the body just a little bit, but it worked out. That's the perfect dimension. Now when we slide the original core into it, we can now take a circlip and slide it right on there. And it holds the core perfectly in place, and we can even use the original key if we like, and it works perfectly. So now we can repin this up however we want. Now you should know that the latest American, actually Master/American Service Manual 2012 specifically tells us to, and these are their words, dump the bump. In other words, not use the bump pin. And in fact, I never intended to, nor should you. I'm going to go ahead and pin this up with any kind of security pin I can find. I have a pinning kit, or I have old leftover pins from defective locks. I'm going to stick them in there, and I'm going to go ahead and just use the original key because it's not a bad bitting, and I think it'll work just fine when we put some serrated pins and maybe a couple of serrated spools in there. So anyway, I hope this is the last of it. Master Lock screwed it up, and now we are left with a mess, and we got to fix it. And I think we found a pretty good solution on how to not have to buy anything other than a circlip in order to turn this lock into the old high security lock that it used to be. Anyway, thanks for your time. Everybody stay safe and stay legal.